Unfiltered podcast. Unfiltered podcast.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the show. My name is Bones, and today I've got a very special guest, which is he's kind of grayed out right now. I wonder why. But I got Bryce Clayton with me today. He's a good friend of mine. It's not on my Special Olympics team, sadly, because he is outstanding. Bryce, can you hear me, or we seem to have lost you?
Yeah, I got you.
All right, I can't see you. Let's see what. I wonder why I can't see you. I'm not sure. Can you see me, Bryce?
Let me get back on.
There you go. All right. There. Can you hear me now?
Yes, sir.
All right, perfect. All right. Well, we had a little bit of a snafu there, but which is the story of my life. Oh, and how I've seemed to have lost Bryce altogether. All right. Well, we're going to find out. I'm not sure what's going on with that, but Bryce is going to come back in, and once he's back in, I'll re-add him to the stage. Anyway, this young man, he is. I've known him through the Special Olympics now for quite a while. An outstanding young man, and he's got a really interesting story. Once I get him in here, we're going to definitely, set him up to tell this. This young man's had a whole lot go on through his life, but yet through all his adversities, he just keeps pushing and pushing, and he's done remarkably well for himself. Once I get him back in here, I can't wait. There's always problems. There's always some sort of a snafu or an issue. Yeah, it's just the way that it is. This would be the perfect episode to try to edit since he did get dropped. And Bryce, if you can hear me, just click the same link. Same link I sent you before in there, and it should bring you right back. And let me see if I'll just send him another. It'll prompt him. Maybe he'll realize that. Oh, there he is. All right. Now, do we have you now?
Yes, sir.
Yes. All right. Well, all right. Once again, everybody, welcome to the show. My name is Bones. That was a story of my life, man. That's what's glorious about this podcast is there's always some kind of tomfoolery that happens when we're trying to go live. But I am blessed today to have a really good friend of mine. Again, his name is Bryce Clayton. And this young man's got an incredible story we're going to get into. Definitely does a lot with Special Olympics. Sadly, not on my team. He puts it to us quite a bit because he's very talented at what he does. But we're going to get into all of the Special Olympics stuff as well, along with all sorts of cool little interesting facts about Bryce. But as for now, Bryce, what I want you to do is kind of introduce yourself to everybody, and let's start back as far as you can remember. Start to explain to everybody exactly what your disabilities are and how they've come about. And as you're talking, I'll kind of add questions to it.
All right. Yes, sir. So, my name's Bryce Clayton. I'm 35 years old. Um, and from the very beginning, starting back at the very beginning, I was premature.
Mm-hmm.
When I was born, I was premature. Um, then they diagnosed me with Kabuki syndrome, which is a rare genetic syndrome. Um, Not very popular at all, but it affects hearing loss, uh, which I am deaf in my right ear and partially deaf in my left. So I wear a
Mm-hmm.
hearing aid in my left.
Mm-hmm.
Due to that, I have had several heart procedures done, 2 open heart surgeries done, and one procedure done where it just put a stent in instead of doing the whole open heart surgery.
Mm-hmm.
But also with Kabuki syndrome, I deal with a lot of dental issues, so that just kind of runs along with it all. But when I was born, they told my mom I was not going to be taller than 4'5".
How
Um,
tall are you now?
5'8".
Oh man, you smoked that, didn't you?
Yeah, yeah, and they told my mom I would not be able to hold down a steady job, um, which I am now a full-time supervisor at UPS.
That's fantastic. That's
Yeah,
how long did it take you to get to that point?
um, 9 years.
9 years. Now,
Yep,
are you full time yet? Because I know with UPS, they do. It's to my understanding, it takes a lot longer now to go from you almost have to start as a part time status and then eventually work to get to
yep.
full time, and it takes a while. Is that still true?
Yes, sir. But it takes a lot longer to get full-time if you're full-time union. But
Mm-hmm.
I when I was 2 years in at UPS,
Mm-hmm.
I got promoted to a part-time supervisor, and I did 7 years part-time soup. Then I got promoted from a part-time soup to a full-time soup, which
Nice.
I've been doing for 2 years now, and um, I am also kind of getting lined up a little bit and making another promotion run in the very near future.
Nice. Now, it's to my understanding too, when you get promoted, then
Yep.
you can't be in the union anymore. Is that still correct,
Yes,
or
sir.
do they allow some to stay in the union? It just depends on how high you go up the food chain.
Um, it depends if you're management or not. If you're union,
Mhm.
you you stay union even full time. But
Mhm.
once you slip into management, you are not union.
You're not unionized. I didn't think so. My cousin, he works in your all's I guess your all's department that does the engineering side of things with the in regards to the maintenance of all of your different conveyors and different stuff like that. I think it's what Justin does. Now,
Yeah.
what exactly do you do for UPS besides management? Obviously, you're into that, which we can get it. We can add to it.
hmm
But what did you start out doing? What do you like to do the best so far in your career with UPS?
I am actually very outstanding in the unloading section. Like,
Mm-hmm.
it's very fast paced.
Mm-hmm.
I spent um, 2 years union doing that and
Mm-hmm.
7 years part time soup doing that.
Mm-hmm.
And a lot of that is just engagement with your people, and a lot of it is almost being like the cheerleader for your people. If they see that you are fully engaged
Mm-hmm.
and fully energized in what is going on, they completely feed off of your energy and your intensity level.
That's awesome, and that's probably
Yes,
why
sir.
you're a soup because you are incredibly energetic. Um, you're incredibly talented at everything you've done that I've seen so far. So it's no
Thank
surprise
you.
that you're not management.
Thank you.
And I got to tip my hat to UPS, ladies and gentlemen, because UPS, there's a lot of my special needs friends,
hmm
either on my team or Special Olympics kids that I have met. I call him kids, but he's a grown man, like Bryce
hmm
here. His team that he plays for is the Grizzlies are probably, but they're probably one of my favorite teams that we play. Because even though we're against them, but we've done so many scrimmages with them over the years that they are very much like almost like a second team it's our secondary team, and
Yeah.
we love playing them so much. It was, to my understanding, we get no games other than what we have set up so far, which you and I didn't get to go to the one Sunday because you weren't in town. I'm assuming by your comment, and I wasn't either.
Yeah.
So I don't know how it went. But scheduled games, it's sadly we get no games with them. At least not until maybe I guess we go to regionals or state or something to that aspect.
Yes, sir.
So, but anyhow, I was trying to show some images, and we started off too. We were having some issues because his brother sent me quite a few, especially early on, which is what I wanted to pick. But Apple, not to get off on a side tangent rant, but Apple, the way they do the setups of the pictures and stuff, I don't like. It's all over the place. You can't find, like, I can take a screenshot and be like, where the heck is it? I can't find it. And it's because it don't put it in your reel. It adds it to a screenshot page. I don't like that. But anyway, his brother sent me a lot of pictures of Bryce that I wanted to use. And sadly, they're grayed out. So the way I bring them up, I cannot touch them. And I have spent an hour trying to figure out why. And I've tried reloading it. I don't know. Everything I took from Bryce, which we have some photos we're going to get into, mine will come up, but for whatever reason, his brothers will not. So, but that being said, one photo I did want to show in regards to the, if it'll let me get to it, it was a UPS photo, since we're talking about how he's, got into UPS. How many years total again, Bryce, have you worked for them?
11 years.
Now this is him with his fiance right now. Her name is Dusty, and obviously we're gonna get into a little bit of Miss Dusty as well. Does she work at UPS too, Bryce?
Yes, sir.
Is that how you all met?
We have met through Special Olympics through the years.
Okay. So does she have disabilities as well?
Yes, sir.
Does she? Oh,
Yes, sir.
okay. Well, that's nice. And how long have you known Dusty?
Um, I have known of Dusty for probably, um, at least 16, 17 years.
Oh, nice. So quite a while. And
Yes,
has she
sir.
worked at UPS about the same amount of time you have, or did she start after you or before you? How'd that turn
Uh,
about?
we started the same year, but I started like 4 months earlier.
Did you? Now, is
Yep.
she supervisor as well?
No, she is an unloader.
Mm-hmm.
She does the unload department, and she is really good at doing that. She's probably one of the top workers in her area.
Well, that's cool. I
Yep.
I tell you what, they have an impressive setup at UPS. For those who have not ever seen it, it is quite impressive here in Louisville. Matter of fact, our international airport is pretty much it is what it is because of UPS. Because UPS is obviously it's the biggest deal in Louisville. So they've been around a long time, and we're very blessed to have them call their home headquarters here in Louisville. And they definitely hire and put out a lot of jobs, and they've got good benefits. I've never really heard anything negative much about it. Logan was getting into UPS, and he may even eventually look to try to go back, but he had a lot of good times with it. But he was a tug driver. Have you ever drove a tug?
I have not, but I've ridden in them.
Have you?
Yep. Yes,
Now,
sir.
have you worked that? What is it called? The little sky lift that lifts you up to the planes where you're putting the big tugs in or whatever, those big boxes. What do
Yeah.
they call them?
Containers.
The big containers when they
Yep.
push them in on all the stuff. Now, I've made a lot of runs when I was working EMS before I retired. I did make a
Yep.
lot of runs where we'd go out onto the tarmac where the planes were, and we'd have to go get somebody because they have these big rollers. Like the whole floor is nothing but wheels, like little
Yeah.
roller wheels. And when they put these giant cans in here, I mean, they're huge, and
Yeah.
that allows them to be able to push them. And of course, you got to load planes where you got to set them up for weight distribution and everything, where
Yeah.
everything's balanced. Like everything is very methodical, isn't it?
Yes, sir.
they've got everything down to a science at UPS.
Yep.
And but it's really neat. A lot of people though, we do a lot of ankle injuries on that, where that can would get
Yes.
they so heavy they'd get away from you, and they tend to
Yep.
roll people's ankles quite a bit.
Yep.
Now, have you ever been
100%.
hurt at UPS on site or?
Um, I pulled a lot of it was when I was union, but
Hmm.
I actually deal with a lot of lower back
Yeah,
problems. But
yeah,
some of those have just been just my prior history before UPS with
right.
my back problems. But
Now,
other than that, not really.
now that rare disease you have, what's it called? Say that again, because I had not heard of it. This is very interesting.
Kabuki,
Tabuki. That is so in.
kabuki.
Oh, kabuki. It is so.
Yep,
I have not heard of that. Now,
yep.
was your open heart surgeries? Was the heart issues related to that, or was that also another genetic thing that you had to
Uh,
hurdle? You had to kind of work through.
yeah, I believe it was it came with the kabuki syndrome.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's just unbelievable. You know.
Yep. Yep. Uh, and when I was 7, I had my first open heart surgery.
Mm-hmm.
They um they had to put in a new valve, a
Mm-hmm.
new heart valve. Um, when I was um 15, I had
Mm-hmm.
my second open heart surgery because I outgrew the valve that they put in.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
And when I was 23, um, in 2013, um, technology these days have really gone up.
Mm-hmm.
So
Mm-hmm.
they were able to do a procedure where in the past it was done by straight up open heart surgeries, but they were able to put a stent through my leg to right up to my heart.
Mm-hmm.
And they put in a new valve that way because I outgrew the one that they put in '05.
Right. Well, it sounds to me too. This, by the way, you talked about even your growth, as in your actual external body height,
Yeah,
was obviously that's a huge difference in comparison to what they said you were going to do. So
yeah, yes,
that's a very big disparity. Well, one of the pictures I had that I couldn't show, and he's very big into it now. There was a picture of him early on young where he's kind of flexing and showing his muscles. Well, he's got a lot of photos of that because Bryce takes great pride now, and because of his genetic disposition that he's gone through since birth. He's
yep,
obviously trying to safeguard himself very well. So Bryce is very active. He goes to the gym. He's very active in his health. And
yes, sir.
So, the one photo I wanted to show because, obviously it was you as a kid with your pose, but then some of the additional poses. And of
Yeah,
course, sadly, that's just one of them that it just will not seem to it won't let me access for some reason. But, but anyhow, like here's a picture. Here's one of Bryce flexing. And you're a stout lad, man.
thank you
You
so
you definitely
much.
put you definitely put in some work at the gym, don't you?
Yes, sir.
Now,
Yes.
where do you go when you work out at the gym? Do you do like I do and just kind of just have free weights and just have some little piddly shit at home and just kind of do it from home, or do you actually go to an actual like Crunch Fitness or Planet Fitness and do your workout?
I do both.
You do
In the
both?
basement, in my basement, I actually have a bench press
Mm-hmm.
machine that not really a bench press machine, but a bench, and I do a variety of workouts with
Mm-hmm.
my Bowflex weights. I have
Mm-hmm.
Bowflex weights that I can turn. The weight can go up from 7 pounds to 52, just
Yep.
on a turn of a dial. And
Right.
when I don't have time for the gym, I just do either my resistance bands that I have at home,
Mm-hmm.
or or I head to the basement and work out from there. But I do have a membership at Crunch Fitness in Middletown
Oh,
as well.
nice. Now, is that where you're living in the Middletown area?
I am like um, 10 minutes out.
About
10
10
minutes
minutes
out
out.
from Middletown. Yep, I'm
Yeah.
on Westport Road.
Oh, okay. Yeah. I used to run. Yeah, I used to ride when I was EMS. I rode Middletown for a decade, and
Did you?
yeah, I rode for well, I rode until they took away the time slot. They changed it up, and they made it some silly ass time slot that I was like,
Yeah,
okay. I was like, man, I can't do that. So that's when I ended up going to Highview, and
yeah,
it kind of sucked that they did that because that was my longest running uh, district was riding Middletown for all. I
yeah,
did that for at least a decade, if not a shade longer. So,
yeah,
but and that's I, I pretty much EMS is where I met your brother. Now his brother, I know his brother because his brother's in the fire department. So,
yeah,
and his brother's a really well. Your whole dang family's just a bunch of great people. I mean, you're really blessed with you've got good quality people in your life, and I'm very glad for that. Now,
thank you.
as for his girlfriend and his fiance. Now, I haven't I've seen her. I think we've met once or twice, maybe. I haven't really got a chance to actually talk to her. Um,
Yes,
but we're gonna get into some pictures of her and kind of let him tell that story too, and go from there. But obviously, early on, I've got a picture of him here. This was you. You definitely a lot younger there,
yes,
and
yes, sir.
almost look like Bam Margera there, man. Almost got a little Bam Margera going on. Now, who's that young man standing next to you?
um, that is actually one of my really close friends I've known for over 20 years.
Oh,
We
no
pretty
doubt.
much started Special Olympics together.
Mm-hmm.
Came in pretty much together. Um, that was my early days before I played for Pitt and all my sports. But early on, I played for the Louisville Wizards uh, in basketball
Was
and
that their
soccer.
uniform here? Was that
Yes,
them? See,
yes,
yeah, I've never seen those. Yeah, that was
yes,
before my time. That
yeah,
uniform.
yeah. Oh yeah, those uniforms were like 20 years old. Now
Yeah,
they are.
yeah.
Um, but um, but yes, I used to play for them. Uh, and until they had to move me up because I started out playing the B division in basketball for a couple of years,
Right.
and I just got too good, so I already played softball for Pitt,
Hmm.
so at that time, so I just transferred completely over to playing for Pitt and everything I did.
Do you like Pitt? I think your
Yes.
coach. I think Jeff, your coach Jeff he's just absolutely outstanding.
Yeah,
He's
he's a
just
great guy.
he's
I
a
love
hell of a
Jeff.
dude. I mean, his whole family, his wife's so sweet.
Yeah.
His daughter, matter of fact, his daughter, his coach, his daughter Katie actually also works at UPS. Oddly
Yeah.
enough, so again, UPS does. They do a whole lot for hiring in Louisville, like job wise, obviously job creations, but they are not strangers of having people with disabilities work for their establishment. And I really like businesses
Hmm.
that like to bring on people and give them a chance. Because I mean, look at Clayton right here. He's a prime example of somebody who's been through a lot of adversity, but he doesn't let that adversity get him down. And he is pushed to the point where he got hired on at UPS, and now he is management at UPS,
Hmm.
and that's outstanding. I mean, that is, you should be so incredibly proud of yourself, Bryce, because I know I am. It's awesome.
Thank you.
Now we were kind of talking about his team. Now here's the people that we were kind of talking about, and of course, there's his coach Jeff is the guy that's kind of standing there on the left
Hmm.
of the screen if you're looking at it. But I tell you what, these are just not even all of the young men and women that are on this team with the Grizzlies. But I tell you what, they're one of my favorite teams. I love them to death. They're like family, and they've been got incredibly good. Bryce, you all have done a great job. This last season, even last year, was unbelievable. The difference with how well they've played is just absolutely, your all's growth is outstanding.
Thank you so
So
much.
for those that haven't seen that are local, if you want to, again, and I say it again, I'll say it again, even though I'm being redundant. Not even just local to Kentucky. If you're in any state, look and see what their Special Olympics community is doing, and go check them out. Because I'm telling you right now, man, you talking about some good games and some good camaraderie and sportsmanship, you're not going to find any better than at the Special Olympics. And Bryce is definitely one of them that when you're there to watch, I mean, he puts on a heck of a good show because man, he's got some talent. Now, Bryce, you did basketball, you do softball.
Hmm.
Is there any other events that you've done over your Special Olympics career, even starting way back when you were the younger years? What all have you actually participated in the state of Kentucky?
I have done track for 1 year.
Track
I
and field. Where
did.
do they do that at? I have never seen where they do that.
Yeah. It the Louisville region is at St. X.
Oh, is it?
So, yep.
Okay.
The Louisville regional tournament for track is at St. X, but I did it. I think um 17 years ago or something, and
Uh
it
huh.
was at Ballard when I did that.
At Ballard.
For yep, yep,
Okay. And so
and
you've done track and field. Then what else
yep,
have you done?
soccer,
Oh, nice. You've done soccer
soccer.
too. Now, where do
Yep.
they do soccer at? That's another one that they don't do that at Southeast Christian Church, do they?
Um, they used to.
Did they?
They used to. We used to play them quite often, actually.
No
Um,
doubt. Huh.
yeah. But I think they I think when they stopped doing it, a lot of them went to the Wizards.
Mm-hmm.
Uh, because the Wizards had a team. So the ones that wanted to continue to play Southeast didn't have it anymore. I think they went over to the Wizards just for soccer.
Yeah, and the Wizards. That's a team he's talking about there. They're a stellar team, and they're stellar every year. They are
Yes.
definitely a force to be reckoned with them. And what's the other one? The Louisville. Uh, I
Storm.
almost said Sluggers, but but
Yeah.
it's Louisville. Shoot, we play them all the time.
Yeah.
Louisville
Oh,
Rumble.
yes.
They're another team that's they're pretty stellar pretty much every
Yeah.
year. Like
No.
they are a stacked team.
No.
Very stacked. Well, I was trying to show a picture which your brother sent me, which again, it's another one that's grayed out and it won't let me get to for some reason. But it was Bryce, kind of doing his flex pose again, but he had his Trinity shirt on. So it's kind of ironic. He just talked about how one of the events was at the rival school, which was St. X. And in
No.
Louisville, you have two Catholic schools that are St. X and Trinity, and they're both obviously private schools, and both are incredibly good with all the variety of different sporting events
No.
that they host. Which obviously football being probably the biggest rival out of all of them that you hear
Yes.
the most about.
Yes,
Because hell,
sir.
there'll be times where if Saint X and Trinity play each other, there's been times where they'll play them actually like at the Louisville football or actual stadium because
Yep.
even their fields as large and the capacity they have at their schools is just not enough for that kind of rivalry.
Yeah.
So now your brother went to Trinity, correct?
Yeah. Yes.
Yes. Now,
And
did you ever go? Because I know you went to high school. You graduated Wagner.
yeah.
Is that correct?
Yes. Yes. The program that I needed at the time was
Mm-hmm.
brand new at
Mm-hmm.
Trinity, like completely brand new. And I could have gone there, but my mom thought it was best for me to do a more established program at the time, so I went to Wagner.
Mm-hmm. Did you like
But
Wagner?
I did.
Did you?
I did. But if I had to pick and choose, that program now at Trinity is pretty good now. They
Mm-hmm.
got it up and running,
Mm-hmm.
and I would definitely have gone to Trinity like it now. Like if we
Right.
could have redone it and the program was more set, then yes, because that was my dream high
Right.
school. But that's where I initially really wanted to go. And
Nice.
my nephew is a to be sophomore at Trinity now.
Oh, nice. Now,
Yeah,
the program that you were referring to that they had started at Trinity,
yeah,
and obviously it was still in its infancy stage. So your mom's like, "Hey, Wagner's theirs is already established." Now,
yeah.
what was that program in regards to what it did for you, and what all did they cover in that program that made it kind of unique for someone in your situation?
Um, well, we had a variety of students in our classroom,
Mm-hmm.
and some that were really good at math,
Right.
some that really needed some help,
Mm-hmm.
and I remember every my freshman year, it was almost like a pop quiz, like a math pop quiz. They wanted to see where we were at,
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
and they started me on addition,
Mm-hmm.
and I still remember this to the day. They I was done with that in like a minute, and I think it was like 35 questions, and they were like,
So you're really
uh,
good at math.
yes,
I'm
and
not.
then they did multiplication,
Mm-hmm.
and I whizzed through that. Um, I am really good at math till I hit long division. Long division is kind of where I'm stalled,
Yeah. Well, long
but
division's kind of rough. I mean,
yeah,
I
yeah,
can see
yes,
that's probably one of the harder ones, so
yeah,
I can
yes,
understand that. Now, is there
yes,
anything that you did in school that you did struggle with that was very hard, where these kind of programs kind of help elevate you
yes.
to that a better level?
Yes. I started taking classes outside of my classroom. Um, Starting my sophomore year, I did one class, um, science, and where I had one period away from my original classroom,
Right.
and we had a peer teacher come with come with me just to make sure I was staying on task
Mm-hmm.
and kind of help me with that. And after my freshman year, I pretty much had one class each year um, outside of my normal classroom, and that just that helped me uh, with gaining confidence, not just in school, but I met a lot of people
Mm-hmm.
through high school that I got really close with from outside of my classroom.
Right.
Because I knew everybody in my classroom, but when I started taking these classes outside of my classroom, I started really getting to know everybody else,
No,
and
that's cool.
that really helped me.
Now it sounds to me like you're with your disability, obviously yours is definitely a little bit more on the physicality, I would
Yeah,
assume, aspects, and of course genetics.
yeah.
But now when you went through school, did you actually graduate once you became a senior and you got through your senior year at Wagner, or did you have to do like my son Brandon did, where they let him walk at DuPont Manual,
Hmm.
but after he was done at 18, he actually had to transfer and go to Aaron's, which was a kind of a trade school.
Yeah,
For those of you all that are in Louisville that don't know, Aaron's has a program where they take handicapped individuals
yeah,
with various different ailments, but they help them get jobs and they teach them how to get into the workforce and whatnot. Did you have to
yeah.
do that, Bryce, or did you actually graduate from Wagner? And
I graduated from Wagner.
did
I
you?
did, yes, I did try and get on at U of L PAC program
Mm-hmm.
and at Aaron's.
Mm-hmm.
Um, I really wanted U of L because I'm actually a season ticket holder for football
Yeah.
for U of L. So me and my cousin always do that. But I've been a big U of L fan for most of my life. So I was hoping to get on at that. But it I don't know how it is now. But
Mm-hmm.
back then it was difficult to really get on at U of L. They only picked a select few.
Oh,
And
really?
yes, yes. And I did that for 2 years.
Mm-hmm.
I applied for both Aaron's and U of L for 2 years, and I did not get accepted. So once the second time it happened,
Mm-hmm.
I there was a program that I could stay till I was 21 and graduate from Wagner. And
Oh, so Wagner even had kind of an extended thing. I
yep,
did not know that.
yep.
Yeah, I
And
thought you had to go to somewhere like Aaron's to do that. That's interesting.
no, I don't know how it is now, but they had it back then.
That's
Uh,
cool.
so
That's really
yes,
cool.
because I actually entered high school when I was 16.
Mm-hmm.
I entered high school when I was 16, and once I turned 18, I started applying for the U of L PAC program and
Mm-hmm.
Aaron's. And once I got denied 2 years in a row,
Mm-hmm.
I just signed up uh, to be at Wagner till I was 21.
So you ended up staying at Wagner till you were 21.
Yep, yes,
That's
sir.
cool, man.
Yes,
That's
sir.
really
And
cool.
they had job coaches with me,
Mm-hmm.
and I shadowed a lot of jobs. And my first job, fresh out of high school, was like a plumbing uh, handling place. Uh, Parker
Oh, kind of like
Hannafin.
a plumbing supply store kind of thing, like
Yeah,
Master Supply or whatever, Plumber
yeah,
Supply, whatever it's called.
yep. But it was a big building called Parker Hannafin.
I don't know if I've heard of that. So it's, I
Yeah,
guess they did they house a bunch of all the
yes,
different fittings and supplies for plumbing necessities?
yep. And
Nice.
they had an area for
Mm-hmm.
people with special needs,
Mm-hmm.
and I got hired on pretty quickly over there.
What'd they
Um,
have you do while you were there?
that, I basically it was like a number sort, like
Mm-hmm.
that they let me know like some parts you had to have like maybe 25. Some, and you kind of helped piece them together. I was trained like how to piece certain pieces together,
Mm-hmm.
and once that is done, you lay them all across the board. And we had a little bell that we rung. Once you were done, you just rang that bell. They came over to see if all was good. Then once it was all good, you packaged it up and you were on to the next.
No doubt. So you
Yep,
did that, and
yep.
then after that job, did you do something else before you got into UPS?
No, nope.
So you haven't really you haven't had to need a job hop. You had one, and you got a better job. You switched to UPS,
Yep.
and it's been history ever since. And now you're in management, and you're rolling right along with the UPS train, which is a good train to be on. I would say.
Yes,
I would
sir.
say so.
Yes,
Well,
sir.
and we're going to take a quick second just to give a shout out to some peeps that are in the room. I want to say a quick shout out to Valerie because Val is always in watching everything that I do. So her support is paramount. And she is just it's just so unbelievable how much this young lady watches. But she's in here watching you currently right now. Also, a buddy of mine, Chris Wells, who works for Echo TV, which I interviewed him just the other day. He dropped in to kind of check on your stuff, and he's the one that made my intro. And then, of
Awesome.
course, Wolf from Wolf Fair Records is in,
Mm-hmm.
as well as a buddy of mine, Scott Braley, which he drops in and always drops in and says hi on pretty much everything too. Such a great guy out of Maine. He's actually a music promoter. He's
That is
a
awesome.
he's a hell of a nice dude, but he dropped in here and to kind of check on your show too. So I just wanted to take a quick second to give a shout out to all those individuals. I don't think I left anybody out, but thank you all for coming in and showing support for Bryce. We really appreciate it. But now
Yes,
we got to
sir.
get back to another youthful shot of Bryce and this was a kind of an old school uniform too, was the Bearcats. And that
Yes,
uniform, I
sir.
haven't seen that one in a very long time either. So,
Yes, sir. I actually play for them in softball because I'm on 2A for softball. So that is
oh, I
actually
didn't
my
know that.
softball. Yep, that is
Oh,
my
nice.
softball team. But we are now kind of like the Padres City Connect uniforms. How they were
Mm-hmm.
like pink, white, and green. We are black, green, and yellow. So we resemble a lot of the San Diego Padres
Oh, no doubt.
uniforms. And yes, and I'll be able to show you that in a few weeks when we play our games as
Now,
well.
where do you all play at the Linden Recreational Center thing there off Whips Mill Road too, or do you all play at a different location at 2A? Because
Uh,
I don't think I've ever got a chance to catch a 2A game.
yeah, we play at London same nights. The
Same nights.
1A. Yep, yep, same
Nice.
nights.
Yeah, because the 2A, boy, I can only imagine 2A would be off the chain and 3A would be even more
Yeah,
melty.
yes, we don't have 3A anymore. But, well,
It
we
only goes
haven't
to
for,
2.
yeah, we haven't had 3A for softball in 2 years. But I've, competed, in 3A
Mm-hmm.
before, 2A, 1A, and B. So I've competed in all the levels before.
Nice.
Yes,
And then
sir.
you've done the same thing for basketball,
Yep,
except you're at the 1A for basketball, right? Or have you ever hit the
yep.
2A level of basketball?
I have hit the 2A level in basketball. This was actually my first year,
Mm-hmm.
being 1A. I've been 1A before, but it was years ago.
Mm-hmm.
But I've dealt with some rough ankle injuries
Mm-hmm.
in the past few years, and 2A is such a fast pace
Yeah. Yeah,
game.
you're afraid you might hurt your ankle even more, and we don't
Yeah,
want to
yeah,
add. Yeah, we don't want to
yeah,
keep compounding problems. No,
yeah,
I
yeah.
totally get it. And I tell you what, he's hell on wheels, folks, on basketball. You would never know he's got ankle issues because I tell you what, he is unreal in basketball too. So you're unreal at everything I've seen you do thus far. I'm like, golly, man. I mean, he just oozes talent. Now, I do
Thank
got a
you.
question about this. This obviously this doesn't have a whole lot to do with the Special Olympics, but what exactly was going on here?
We had, well, I'm a diehard U of L fan, but we had a Halloween costume contest at work,
Oh,
and
did you?
yes, at EPS a few years ago. And, well, actually, this is probably like 7 years ago now. Um, but I had like one day to like come up with something. And I'm like, hold on a minute. So I started game planning, and this was after the same year, or like right after U of L got hit with all those recruiting violations.
Uh-huh.
Uh,
Mm-hmm.
um, with Patino, Zurich, and Andre McGee, all them.
Right.
So, the the pay to play, what they say from Adidas, we were getting illegal benefits from Adidas.
Right.
So I came up with this costume. I dressed up as an Adidas consultant with my U of L hat, and I taped on Monopoly money, and I wore that sign pay to play with money, and I actually came in with 100 grand candy bars that day, and I almost won it, but I came in second.
That is
But
hilarious.
oh yeah, but I did win most creative costume by far.
Now it is weird that you're a U of L fan because I also found some pictures. You almost seem like you're kind of like we are in this household.
Yes,
As you can see behind, we're Kentucky fans.
yes,
However, we support the blue unless if they're not playing U of L, then we support Louisville. We want to see
yep,
Louisville do well too, so we pull for both. So
yep,
some people will say, "Well, you're not really a true fan because you fence hop," but
yeah.
and if that's the case, then
I do that as
I guess
well.
we don't. So you do that as well. You're a fence hopper too.
Yes,
I kind of thought
yes,
so because I saw like one or two pictures and you had some blue UK on it, but I was like, well, I thought he was a U of L fan. So
oh
I thought it
yes.
was interesting that you
When
end up being both.
Yeah, when I was in middle school, I actually did go 2 years as more of a UK fan than a U of L fan. And
Oh, really?
yep, I've actually been to a couple games at Rupp
Mm-hmm.
when they had Keith Bogans
Mm-hmm.
in '03. Um, and I went to a couple games there with my uncle.
Mm-hmm.
And I kid you not, I got painted up for that game. I looked like a blue Smurf.
I wish I could have found that photo.
Oh yeah,
I would have pulled that up in a New York second.
oh yeah, yep, yep. Uh, but I remember that game very, very well. They actually had a Dick Fat Towel sound-alike contest at that game.
Oh, really?
Yeah, oh yeah. One of the students ended up winning it. But
That's
he
hilarious.
sounded exactly like Dick Fat Towel.
Now I tell you one thing that Bryce also does that I think is it's kind of like I got into it too. So he seems very passionate about his grill. So tell
Yes,
us,
sir.
you sent. I mean, you were using yours just what this weekend too when you sent me a message, and I
Yes,
was doing the
sir.
same thing. Tell me about your little setup here. You got a nice setup. It's really nice.
Thank you so much. My old grill,
Mm-hmm.
um, kind of went out, and we do a lot of family get-togethers
Mm-hmm.
at our house. So, we were looking for a new grill, and we
Mm-hmm.
were at Costco, and we saw this Traeger grill that can, it's a pellet grill, but it can smoke, it can barbecue, pretty much almost do anything you want it to. I've actually cooked Thanksgiving turkeys on it before,
No doubt.
no doubt. And it can do just about anything you need it to. Again, pretty pricey, but at the end of the day, my uncles pitched in with us, and we ended up buying this one because we needed something really good because we have a lot of family get-togethers here, and we were
Right.
like, hey, if we're gonna go all in, we're gonna go all in on something. So we ended up getting this, and it's probably been my best investment I've ever done, honestly.
Oh, I
Uh,
think, yeah, I would agree. And you know, I tell you what, what prompted you to get into the kind of cooking? Like what ended up? Because I know early on when I was working EMS, I hated to cook. Like I would not cook for nothing. And now that I'm retired, I started doing it, and I'm like, damn, it's actually kind of fun. Um,
yeah,
and
it's
it's really neat trying to create new stuff and just seeing how you can elevate various dishes. So, what got you into it?
um, just me. When I was younger, I always helped my dad
Mm-hmm.
cook, so I was around it from a young age,
Mm-hmm.
and that just kind of really got me really going into it because I would help him around the grill with
Mm-hmm.
anything he needed when I was like 7. And
That's all. So
when I was young,
you were
when I was
participating young.
young, I I wouldn't help him around the grill, but I would like give him like when the grill was getting too hot, I would give him the water to
Mm-hmm.
take out the fire. I would bring it out the plates for him to put the food on. Just
Mm-hmm.
anything I could do to help out when I was that young. But I've always been around the grill.
What's your favorite thing to cook on the grill? That your absolute favorite?
Yeah. I do a lot of burgers, but I think one of the best things I've ever done has been pork tenderloin.
Oh, nice. Yeah.
Yep. But by the end of the summer, I'm starting to test out a brisket because
Oh, those are
I've
so
been
good.
wanting to try that. So
Yeah.
yep. That'll be that'll probably be my first real big test
Oh, that'd
because
be
I've never
great.
done a brisket.
Well, and
But
you need to try smoke a pork butt this year too.
yeah,
I think you would love that. I mean, it
yeah,
takes about well, it depends on the size, but about 8 hours or so.
yeah,
But oh man, I tell you what, I wouldn't mind trying to do, but I guess you got to get a whole new machine to do it.
yeah.
I'd like to learn how to what is that thing machine? I think it's a dehydrator where you can
Hmm.
actually make jerky. And I would
Oh yes,
love to learn how to make some beef jerky because beef jerky is expensive as all hell.
yeah, yes it is.
So it would be nice to be able to learn how to make that because they say you can make it out of anything too. You can make it, all sorts of different types of meats you can use. And now the other day I did something different, which was kind of interesting, just in case you ever want to try it yourself.
Yeah,
It was I bought the regular bratwurst at like Kroger.
yeah,
But then what I did is I butterflied them in the middle enough to
yeah,
where I could peel the skin off the bratwurst.
yeah,
And then by doing that, it allowed you to open it up because butterflied it. It allowed you to open it up, and you
yeah,
technically could even eat it. You slathered it with like stone ground mustard on one side, Dano
yeah.
seasoning, and then you flipped it and did the same thing. And then
That is actually really good.
it actually tasted pretty good, and like I say, it by filleting it, it actually allowed it to where you didn't even have to if you didn't have hamburger buns, you could put it on regular bread.
Oh yeah,
You could have put it on hot dog buns still, or you could do hamburger buns and cut it in half and made like a double stack. I mean, it turned
yep,
out
yep.
pretty good. Turned out pretty good. Now I got a Blackstone, so I like that because I've done
Yes,
different stuff on there, like Oriental food, like with the fried rice and the
Yes.
veggies or the Mongolian kind of stuff. I like doing that, and I've even tried
Yes.
breakfast once, which was
Yep.
interesting.
Yep. Yep.
So,
I actually did look at the Blackstones
did you?
before. Yes, before I
Hmm.
pulled the trigger on the Traeger that I got right now.
Yeah.
We did look at the
Hmm.
Blackstones as well, and I almost ended up buying that. Honestly.
Yeah. The only thing I don't like about a Blackstone is when you're doing like hot dogs, because they're round. So,
Yeah.
it's nice when you got the grate because then you can slowly rotate them a little bit at a time, and get
Yeah.
that nice sear on all the way around it. I
Yeah.
I just that's the only thing. Now here's a
Yep. Yep.
picture. You can tell me who you're standing here with, because it's almost like you're kind of passing some of your chef knowledge on to the younger crowd. Who is this young man you're with here?
That is my nephew Nolan, who this picture is probably like 5 years, 4.5, 5 years old now.
Is it?
He was in middle school or heading right into middle school right before this picture, and he is now taller than I am, and he is a sophomore at Trinity, and
Oh, he's the one you were talking about earlier.
yep, yep,
Yeah.
and he runs cross country and track for Trinity.
Oh, nice.
Yep.
So your family, yeah, a lot of your all's family members are very active in sporting events.
Yes. Yes. Very active. My nephew was actually one of the top freshmen at Trinity for cross country last year. Uh,
Nice.
yeah. Yes. So, yeah.
Now, are you the only one in your family that has the disability with the very rare? Well, I can't even remember the dang
Yes.
name of it again. It was so
Kabuki.
kabuki. Yeah, that's
Yes.
that's so interesting. I
Yes.
I don't know much about that. Like that's very intriguing. But are you the only one in your family that has that, or is others also had the same genetic disability?
No, just me.
Just you? Yeah.
Yes, sir.
Now, how many siblings do you have total?
I have three. My
Three.
brother is the oldest.
Mm-hmm.
My sister Brenna is the middle, and I am the youngest.
So you're the one that brings up you're the youthful baby one of the group, and you're not
Yep.
even you're not even that anymore. You're in your 30s now,
No.
so that's hard to
Yes,
believe.
sir. Yes, sir.
Now here was a dapper shot of him. Looked like I don't know. It looked like you were off for an interview or something. But it's a nice looking shirt. You look pretty dapper there, buddy. I have to
Thank you
say.
so much. I
Now,
was actually um, going to the Good Friday service at Southeast.
oh really?
Yep. Uh, yeah. I go to Southeast every Thursday.
Oh
Every
nice.
Thursday for the service. I would be going on Sundays, but I work on Sundays right now.
Oh dear.
So, yep. So, I usually hit up the Thursday night services at 6:30, and I usually actually go to the Shine class
Oh
on
yeah.
Thursdays at 6:30. So I usually do that every Thursday.
Now who's this character here? Who is that?
Oh, that is my partner in crime. Uh, his name is Louie.
Louis?
Yep, he is actually 12 years old, uh, but he's a silver lab.
Silver Lab. I was
Yep.
going to say I could tell by his face that he definitely appears to be an older companion. Kind of like
Oh
my
yes,
dog Riley has gotten very you can tell it is the age in the face but I think he's 13 or 14. So,
yes.
but a
Yep.
Silver Lab, I've never heard of a Silver Lab. That's very
Oh
interesting.
yeah. I tell you, when he was younger, he was hell on wheels.
I bet he was.
Oh, he was wild. But
He's a good
he's
looking
calmed
dog.
down quite a bit.
Has he?
Yes.
I guess that happens as we get a little bit older. I've noticed I've started to calm down a little bit too.
Oh yeah.
Now
Me
there
too.
was one photo of him which I bet it's not going to let. It's probably one that's grayed out that I wanted to ask a question about. Oh no, here it is. Now tell me what exactly happened here.
Oh, he is the trash can bandit.
Oh.
He he will get into the trash can any chance he can. And but little did he know that we had a lid that he could always poke his head through, but his head got stuck. And it's happened a couple times. And we walked through the door one time, and he greeted us like this. And we were like, what in the world? And he couldn't get it off. Um, we ended up getting it off of him, but he tried and tried to get that off of him, and it just was not working for him. So he had to wait until we got home in order to
That's
fix that.
that is hilarious. I
Oh
saw
yeah.
that photo and I was like, wow. I was like, yep.
Yeah.
And
Oh
what's funny
yeah.
is he can't hide it because it
No.
was around his neck, so
Oh yeah.
he couldn't get around that.
No. No.
Everybody knew he was guilty.
Yep.
But I definitely wanted to ask that. But obviously, the very most important person that we should talk about is this pretty young lady right here.
Yes, ma'am. Yes, sir. Yes,
Now,
sir.
tell me a little bit about Miss Dusty and
Um.
how you met her and where you all
Yeah.
are at this current moment.
Yeah. We met um probably like 16, 17 years ago doing Special Olympics.
Mm-hmm.
She has when she has played for Southeast.
Mm-hmm.
I have played her quite a few times before. Um, she doesn't really play much right now,
Mm-hmm.
but I think I'm talking her into playing basketball this year.
Now, are you trying to get her on your team with the Grizzlies?
Yes,
Oh, really?
yes, yep,
Nice.
yep,
That'll
yep.
be cool. Do you think you're going to succeed, or do you think she's
Uh,
going to give a little bit of resistance?
uh, I think she'll. I think she'll play honestly, because I actually think she wanted to play last year when it was my first year going down to 1A. Once the season actually started, she started really contemplating. Uh, so I've been talking to her about it, and yeah.
That's a
Um,
great photo of you two right here, man.
Thank you so much.
Now, where
Yeah,
were you? Looks like you were in the parkland somewhere. Got the
we
trees in the background there.
Yep, yep. I forget where we were at. Um, we go out quite a bit
Do
on
you?
dates.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, we go out quite a bit on dates, just to see each other. Um, we have been together for 7 years.
Oh, wow.
We've
So
been,
you've been
yep,
together a long time.
yep. We
Congratulations. That's
thank
awesome.
you. We've been engaged for 2 years.
Mm-hmm.
And we are planning uh, a wedding, hopefully next year sometime.
Yeah,
And
here's a nice picture of the after he proposed, ladies and gentlemen.
yes, sir.
She's showing the ring off. That's a good photo
Hmm.
of you two as well.
Thank you, thank you. Um, but yes, I've gotten really close with her and her family and my family just kind of really gel.
Mm-hmm.
So it's just a really good match.
Now, let me ask you. This is a very personal question, and if you don't want to answer it, I can understand that. But due to your disability, are you allowed to live on your own, or do you have to
Yes.
live with your folks?
Um, I can actually live on my own.
Mm-hmm.
Um, I do live with my mom right now to
Mm-hmm.
kind of help with my mom and my sister at home,
Mm-hmm.
and I kind of help with um, a lot of bills to ease pressure off of my mom,
Mm-hmm.
and so I help with a lot of that because with my current job, I can have the flexibility money wise to help out and pitch in where I need to.
Right.
And I actually have my driver's permit.
Oh,
Um,
nice. Now, is that a new development?
no, I've had it for 2 years,
Mm-hmm.
but I'm really keying in on now getting my license.
Mm-hmm.
I am actually looking at maybe a used Ford Explorer for now because I've got a connection within my brother's, my sister-in-law, her dad owns owns a home building site, so they do a lot of construction work, and
Right.
he's got a vehicle that he's looking at. 2017 Ford Explorer still runs really good, still looks good. Um, it's a new development. I heard about it a few days ago, but I've got money put down for
Mm-hmm.
a truck, but I
Good
may
for you.
actually, yep, I may actually use some of that money to pay possible to buy this Ford Explorer off of them
Mm-hmm.
and to keep building saving on for building a truck while also having this vehicle when we need it.
Yeah, that'll be nice. Well, and that'll be
Yep.
good. That'll be good for you to be able to get back and forth to
Yeah.
practices and everything else. You'll be able to do it on your all on your own.
Yes, sir.
Now, does Dusty does she drive?
No, sir.
No, so she
No.
doesn't yet either.
No.
So that'll be good too. You'll be able to go out on some dates and actually, you know, you can go
Yep.
chaperone free. You can't
Yep.
beat
Yep.
that.
Yep. Yep. We've actually talked about that quite a bit, honestly. She keeps telling me she can't wait till I actually really start driving because I'm going to be taking her. Um, the biggest thing for her, I think, is she does not like riding to work. She,
Oh, is
she,
that what she currently
yep,
has to do to for
yes,
work?
yep. And we work at we both work at UPS, but if I get a good vehicle, I can actually pick her up. But
Mm-hmm.
she'd have to get up earlier because I have to be there earlier.
Mm-hmm.
I don't really have a set time for work, but I treat it pretty much as almost a 9 to 5.
Right. Well, I don't
And
blame you. Hell, that's a good way to treat it.
yes,
Now,
at least
whereabouts does Dusty live? I mean, don't tell me your address, but I mean,
yeah,
but like whereabouts does Dusty live in comparison? You're kind of off Westport Road area,
yep.
so that's the kind of the East End for those that don't know Louisville. That's kind of an East Endish kind of area. What about
Yep.
her?
We are like 8 minutes out.
Oh, that's not
Very
bad.
close.
Oh, you're very
Very
close then.
close.
Oh, that's good.
Yes. Yep.
That's
Very
really good.
close.
Now she's staying currently with her folks right now too.
No. She's got her own condo.
Oh, so she has her own condo. Nice.
Yep.
Absolutely. Well, hell,
Yes, sir.
that's really nice.
Yes, sir.
That's really good. Well, I tell you, I tried to get your video of you proposing because I found it, and I can sit here and look at the damn thing on my computer. I can see it, but it's grayed out, so it will not. I don't know why it's not letting me play. It's just not letting me do it. And I've tried to put it on here several times, so I was trying to check that out. But if anybody would be interested, obviously, if you find if you find Bryce Clayton, you may be able to come across that video where he actually, when he asked Dusty to marry him, he got down on one knee. Matter of fact, since I can't show the video, why don't you? I mean, this goes to audio anyway. Once I upload it, it goes to
Mhm.
so many other platforms, but it's mainly audio based. Kind of explain, where were you? What prompted you to want to ask her to marry you, and kind of tell us a little bit of the process of what you went through to do that. Like, who did you use to help you pick out the perfect ring and all that good stuff?
Oh, yes, sir. Um, well, she doesn't know this, but it was um, we got engaged 2 years ago, but I really started really contemplating it like a year and a half before
Oh, nice.
beforehand, and
Right.
her aunt uh, had a diamond,
Mm-hmm.
uh, had a diamond of her own
Mm-hmm.
that she that she surprisingly that she wanted to surprise Dusty with.
Mm-hmm.
Uh, that we were going to use that diamond and insert it to the ring that we ended up buying. So we bought we she didn't really catch on. We were just kind of looking at rings. It was me, her mom, and her. We were just kind of looking at rings. Nothing really came about
Mm-hmm.
she, on her end. But again, on my end, I was definitely, everybody knew except her.
Yeah.
Um, but we were just really looking at that. And once she found the ring she kind of really liked,
Mm-hmm.
she didn't know this, but I had money already ready,
Mm-hmm.
and that I saved up for it. And I secretly bought that ring. We had the diamond inserted to it,
Dang, so
and
you went all out, buddy.
yes,
That's
sir.
impressive. I mean, that's
Thank you.
well thought out too. I mean, you even
Thank you.
pre-planned, even saved. Hell, we got tons of people in this world that can't seem to do that even. So that's pretty impressive that you had all the
Thank you.
forethought to set money aside for stuff like a vehicle and a ring, and
Yeah.
you seem to really have your stuff together. Like
Thank you.
very you're very intelligent.
Thank you.
So once you got that ring in hand and you decided in that video, you all obviously were somewhere, and
Yep.
then you decided to pop the question. Take us through how you went through that process. Like,
Yeah. Well, before I went through that process, after I got the ring,
mm-hmm,
I have her brother's number.
mm-hmm,
So I messaged him. I was like, hey, let's link up. And so we had lunch together.
mm-hmm,
And I actually went and asked him. I said, cause her dad already passed.
mm-hmm,
So I asked her brother. I said, what do you think about this? Like, I want to ask her to marry me.
mm-hmm,
And he was definitely like, I would love that. Like, is that what you are wanting to do? And I was like, yes, 100%, without a doubt. And
mm-hmm.
so I'm very, I wanted to go about the right way. So
Right.
I definitely got the family permission because I already had her mom's, but I wanted more than that. Because I've always prided myself with respect, and not only respect, but um, with this scenario, I definitely wanted her brother's approval of it before I officially asked her to marry me.
That was really nice. That
Yeah.
shows the stand up qualities that you have as a human, that
Yes.
you took into other people's considerations as well. A lot of people don't
Yes.
do that. That's kind of an old school way of doing things. Is the whole asking, for
Yep.
the permission to ask someone to marry him and stuff. That was kind of some old school days, but that's cool that you still do that. It shows a lot of
Yes.
respect on your part.
Yes. So, we actually went out to Gustavo's that night
I think
to
that's the
eat.
shirt I'm wearing. It's
Oh
from
yeah, I love
Gustavo's.
Gustavo's.
That's kind of
Love
ironic.
Gustavo's.
Yeah,
And
it's good. It's a cool
yep.
place.
And I wanted her whole family to be involved with this.
Hmm.
Her nephew was working that night at Gustavo's.
Hmm.
So I told them, I said, let's do Gustavo's. I said, I want him to be able to see this. Because he
Hmm.
was already working that night. He was there, and we set everything up. And in the back of my mind, I wanted all of her family to be there and to be able to witness it. So we set up that exact spot, and she did not know anything until this very moment.
I love how you got on one knee too. This is
So
the
thank you.
video that I don't know why it'll let me show the one picture, but it sure the heck won't. It will not play, which I've tried my dangest to get it to play because this goes through the whole process where he asks her and gets down on one knee. It was a very moving, very nice video,
Thank you.
and she definitely was ecstatic, which was awesome.
Yes, sir.
That's so cool. You know, that's just so cool.
Thank you.
I just love it. And let's see, I'm trying to see if there's any other photos of her. I wish, man, I wish I could have got. Well, there is one other photo, which this is kind of a weird. Now, this is obviously going in a different direction than the marriage thing. However, so what was going on here, man? Because I tell you
um,
what, yeah,
we
I
we
love it.
usually have a Halloween party each and every year,
Do you?
and me and Dusty actually usually win the couple costume because we actually really start game planning months in advance. And she I was Elvis, and she was Elvis's wife. I forget her name at the very moment.
Oh, Priscilla,
Yes, she was
Priscilla Presley.
Priscilla, and I was Elvis. It was the year the
I
Elvis
love it.
movie came out,
Oh,
and
really? So same year.
yes, yep. So I was Elvis, and she was Priscilla.
I love it. Yeah, I thought it was a great photo. I was like, heck yeah. I was like, I definitely got to take that. I'll tell you what though, I love Halloween parties. I love them.
Oh
They are
yes,
so much fun. You can
me
just
too.
have an absolute ball.
Yep, yep,
Let's
yep,
see.
yep.
I'm trying to see if I maybe if this thing. I'm trying to see about your promotion or the engagement thing. If I got it, if it'll play on the video side of things, but it's not even. Yeah, I don't think it's. Yeah, I don't know. I don't know why. It's weird. Everything your brother sent me, I don't know why it won't play it. Because he tried to help. He tried to hook me up. I think it played. It let me put in a couple. So it's just this weird.
Yeah.
Chris Wells says so heartwarming. Thank you, Chris. We appreciate it. And great story, very sweet. Thank you, Wolf. My buddy Jonathan. Uh, Outlaw drummer. He's a good dude. He come in here to say hi as well. So thanks for
That is
everybody who
awesome.
has dropped in and that are tuning in and kind of checking this out. We're having a really good time with Bryce, and I tell you what, he is such a talented young man, and his story's awesome, but just the way that he's evolved in through life is just absolutely outstanding. And for you to be engaged and be in management at UPS, I mean there's really nothing you can't do, is there? You do not let your
Not.
disability hold
uh,
you back at all.
Nope. Not at all. Once
And
I
I love
reach.
that about you, buddy. I love that about you.
Thank you. Once I reach a certain goal, um, my mom always tells me that I need to really settle down with goals. Like once I reach something, be happy. Like
Yeah.
be happy and just be confident you've reached that. But I've always been the one that once I set a certain goal, I'm setting another one just as high or higher.
Right. Yeah. You're always
And
pushing yourself.
I've always been that way.
And I love that about the special needs people in general is
Yes.
they all have to learn how to do different things. Man, Bryce
Yep.
is no exception. Same with my son Brandon. You know, he loves to play Xbox, but he only has one hand that works. So it's like, well, you're going to have to learn to do a two-handed controller with one hand and do the best you can. And he
Yeah.
does. So it just shows how the integrity and just the I guess tenacity that these men and women
Hmm.
have with these disabilities. They don't sit there and dwell over the woe is me kind of crap. They get out there and say, all right, what do I got to do to make this work? And you're no exception.
Yep.
I mean, look at you becoming management. I mean, you're engaged. You do a lot of cooking. I mean, there's not much. You look at your Facebook. There's not a whole lot that Bryce doesn't try to do. So it's
Thank
very
you.
impressive. Now you're what pushed you to go more towards UPS than say like in other directions, like what your brother does, like fire department or whatnot.
I um I just really looked at a business level, and I wanted to get into a big corporation,
Mm-hmm.
uh, one that I could really move up in. And UPS is one of the biggest corporations, not just uh, not just locally, but like overall. Like so, we I knew UPS. They started hiring a lot of people with disabilities,
Mm-hmm.
and I started looking at that, and I went all in on that,
Mm-hmm.
and I've loved it ever since.
That's so awesome. Now, due to with what you've got going on in your life with your disabilities,
Yep.
do they put in is there any kind of limitations that they want to put on you in regards to how long you can work, how long, this, that, and the other? Because like with Brandon, there's stipulations, like because he technically was not supposed to work, and we pushed to
Yep.
get him to do something because you got to have that sense of purpose. But he's
Yep. Yep.
very limited on what he's allowed to work. Do they do the same to
Yes.
you, or are you in a different boat where you could pretty much do whatever you want to do?
Um, well, when I first started, I was
Mm-hmm.
on SSI,
Mm-hmm.
and when I was union, I was able to get about 5, 6 hours,
Mm-hmm.
uh, or work as long as needed,
Mm-hmm.
because me and my mom met up, and we were like, hey, like, what she said, what do you want to do?
Mm-hmm.
Like, I said, I want to make as much as I can. She said, okay. Now, with that, there's probably going to be a time down the road where they're going to see this and take away your SSI. And I was like, well, we'll get down that road when we need to get down that road.
Mm-hmm.
Uh, and my whole time as union at UPS, I was able to keep it no problem,
Right.
but still work the hours I wanted to work.
Right.
Um, and but 2 months into my promotion to part time, they pulled my SSI, which I'm kind of shocked it took that long because I thought it was going to be a
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
pretty quick thing. But it
Right.
took them a couple months, and they were like, "Hey, you're making too much," and I was like, "I knew that was going to happen."
Yeah.
Like, no problem at all. Like,
Yeah.
but after that, I actually just started a really nice 401k,
Mm-hmm.
and I started a retirement plan at UPS, which I have quite a bit of money already into that,
Mm-hmm.
and my goal is probably another 24, 29 years. at
Mm-hmm.
UPS than calling it a day. I
Mm-hmm.
started when I was 25. Um, my plan is to look at retirement when I'm 60,
Mm-hmm.
which is 25, 24 and a half years out.
Mm-hmm.
So that's the the number I'm shooting at right now is either 60 or 65.
That's awesome. And I love how you're thinking of the future. You know, you're doing 401ks or 403bs or whatever the heck UPS
Yep,
offers. You're investing in stuff. So yeah, I love how you're thinking of all of these things that, especially in the future, and
yep,
that's really that's something to behold. Because with what you're
yes,
wanting to do, especially get married, I mean, you're getting it. It seems like you're aligning your ducks in a row pretty good. So you're trying to think of all these different angles, and that's
yes,
impressive.
sir. Um, I do live in the now movement. I do live in the now movement, but I do think in advance a lot of
Right.
um, of okay that I can do this and set myself up better this way down the road if I do it this way now.
Right. And you don't have to deal with trust or anything like that, do you?
No,
Yeah. That's nice. Because Brandon's very limited on what he can do, and you have to
yeah,
have, trust set up and stuff, and
yeah,
that's a whole different headache. But
yeah.
now let's see. One thing, what was I gonna? I was getting into. I was gonna get into something. Oh, I wanted to know. I don't know if you know much about it. I don't know much about it yet either. And you probably don't, based now just kind of on what we just discussed here. But have you ever heard of what was in the news on TV the other day? That Lee Specialty Clinic. Have you ever heard of Lee Specialty Clinic?
Yes.
Now, have you ever been a part of Lee Specialty Clinic?
No, but I know a lot of people depend on it.
Yeah, they really do. And Brandon, he's never been a part of it either. That being said, I had some friends reach out to me. I've got quite a few people that I used to work with that actually now have, since they obviously had since retired or quit EMS, they
Yeah,
had obviously upgraded their skill sets. They've ended up taking jobs working at the Lee Specialty Clinic.
yeah,
So when I had some people reach out, was like, you going to Frankfurt? I didn't know anything about them because Brandon
yeah,
hasn't used them. And now I know they're adult based. So they
yeah,
they spend more for like you or Brandon's age versus
yeah.
they don't really take on. I don't think they take on young children.
No,
Um, I think they just focus on but I love that how the fact that this program apparently also it incorporates a lot of their medical and dental and everything. Like it's almost like
yes,
they're a one stop shop.
yeah,
They can take these handicapped adults and they can help them through all sorts of various issues,
yes, sir.
which I think is very wonderful. And it sucked to hear that they were on the chopping block due to the financial budget cuts that they were
Yeah,
going to get eliminated. Well,
yeah,
fortunately, they were bailed out for the next fiscal year, so that means they're
yeah,
good and through up until at least July of next year. But that
yeah,
means come
yeah.
January of next year,
It's
they're
still going to be an issue.
they're still going to be an issue. Yeah. And I was curious if you happened to use them or because if you did, I was going to ask, because I don't know anybody yet, but I
Yeah,
thought I'd ask you because I figured you'd at least had heard of it.
yeah. I've heard of it, and I think I know one or two people that really depend on it,
Yeah.
honestly.
Because
And
eventually there's a few ladies. One lady reached out. We talked and well, we talked as long as we could until we lost phone service because
yeah,
she apparently lives out in the sticks. But Vanessa is her name. She's a lady I'm going to talk to more about because she's got a loved one that actually is part of the program.
yeah,
But also they got stuff going on like budgetary cuts that are go even as far as Medicaid and stuff like
yeah,
that. So it's definitely a big deal. I wanted to bring the Lee Specialty Clinic to light. And eventually we're going to find and have somebody on the show that knows more about that. But again, that's yet another program that is very important for people like Bryce or my son Brandon
Yeah.
etc. Um, there's so many there's so many good programs, and I understand that they want to try to touch a little bit on everything. I get that, but
Yeah.
it's sometimes I feel like that they go to cut some of the things that we need, and but they
Yeah.
don't want to cut the idiotic things that we spend money on.
Yeah.
So without getting too
100%.
political, that's as far as I want to go right now with it. But in other words, the government, I think sometimes we need to look at our priorities of what's more important and helping
Mm-hmm.
the handicapped community. They've got to have these kind of places that
Yes.
they can go to, whether it be Special Olympics, whether it be the Lee Specialty Clinic, whether it be Cozair charities. There's
Yeah.
so many good Crusade for Children, like your brother
Yeah.
Ryan. They collect for Crusade for Children every year. There are so many
Yes, they
wonderful
do.
organizations in Louisville, and so I guess with my incoherent rambling on that is the part of the reason I mentioned Lee's clinic is if you're somebody out there listening that actually has the financial ability to donate money for charities and you can actually afford to do so. Well, I obviously wouldn't want anybody putting themselves into a financial situation and making a hardship because that's not good for anybody. But for
No.
those that are out there listening and stuff, if you do want to donate to charities like Special Olympics or like Lee's Specialty Clinic. Donate
Yeah.
to organizations like that to help them keep the lights on and keep staffed and keep doing the good work that they're doing because our handicapped community needs these. It's
Yes.
just like I mentioned on my last podcast, saving money for cancer research is awesome. And
Yeah.
everybody hates cancer. We can all agree on that. But it's such a money making machine that it's like, I don't know, to me, in my opinion, if I ever became famous where I had millions and millions of dollars and I was donating to
Mm-hmm.
charity, no offense to the cancer research, but I don't feel that I need to allocate monies toward that. With beings
Yeah.
that they make billions, I
Yeah.
would rather give it to. I'd rather donate money and say, hey, what maybe this will help keep the lights on at Lee Specialty Clinic,
Yeah.
or maybe this will help a team. My donation will help a team get better uniforms or a better
Yeah.
facility. I mean, I would love to make so much money to where Special Olympics, you could donate money to have them have their own facilities that are paid
Yeah.
for. Because what irritates me the most about Special Olympics is the fact
Mm-hmm.
that you men and women have to get we have to take time slots that are available.
Yeah.
And the people that aren't disabled get the better time slots because there's
Yeah.
more of them. And
Yeah.
I guess it's, the
Yeah.
norm. Well, it's just like you all, I'm sure you do it on your 2A level, but I
Yeah.
mean, here we are, we're in middle of softball season right now. Well, it's,
Yeah.
softball season goes through the hottest part of the year and you got the most vulnerable people. Our
Mm-hmm.
handicapped community are the ones that have to be out in that heat during that time because that's the only time slot. So it would
Yeah.
be so awesome if somebody donated and the special needs community got their own like complex to where nothing
Yeah. Yeah.
went on but Special Olympic stuff. That
100%.
I would love that, and
Me
who
too.
knows? You never know what'll happen down the road. And like Chris Wells, we need places like Lee Specialty Clinic here where I live. And see, he lives out in the sticks. He lives more out by like Moorhead and stuff. He lives out in the
Yeah.
sticks. They don't have stuff like that around Chris. Now,
Yeah.
Chris, he's a guy that I interviewed the other day. He's got a son with autism, and he works for a Echo TV, which is a religious based uh, community, or it's like a television show. They
Yeah.
put on all sorts of different stuff. They've got a lot of really good programming that is put out, and he's a part of that business. He does various different things. He does a lot with AI and whatnot, but does some acting in some of the TV shows and movies and stuff. So,
Yeah.
but yeah, I would love to. We need these specialty things, and I hate when I hear things like the Lee Specialty Clinic being on the chopping block. It really sucks.
100%. 100%. Because I
So,
do not need it now, but who knows? Maybe later down the road. And
Absolutely.
and I already know people who already depend on it.
Yeah. And I wanted to be there for them, but also, like you said, down the road, who knows? I mean, who knows?
Yeah,
Brandon may, we may end up getting him, try to get him in that.
yeah.
I mean, it's a possibility now. Are you on the Michelle P waiver? You're,
I um I was.
mm-hmm.
That's another thing that got taken after my promotions
Yeah.
is but it was great when I had it.
Right.
Outstanding when I had it. But for my career, I had to kind of pick and choose
Right.
what I wanted, and I definitely went with my head, and shows definitely what the plan was all along that I wanted to do.
Hayden's in here. Hayden Redmond. You know Hayden. Hayden,
Oh
what's up,
yeah,
brother? And
I
Hayden,
love Hayden.
I'd love to have you on sometime too, bud. Anytime. I love having you all on. Like I've said before, this podcast, this one means the most to me because of you all. Um, I love this. I just love the special needs podcasting. And I love the fact that I don't care if there's 3 people in this room or 300 people. It doesn't make any difference to me. As long as people can hear your story, whoever's sitting in that hot seat, I want them to hear your all story and hear about all these like wonderful accomplishments we've heard from Bryce. Hayden, I would love to have you on and we'll do the same thing. So we'll definitely get together because I am going to be trying over the next several weeks to try to get a couple podcasts done to where I have some extras because I am going to be, knock on wood, if all holds true, I'm going to be the set medic on a TV show from start to finish in August. So I'm going to I don't know what it's going to be called yet. I don't even think they know, but it's definitely one of these TV shows that I think it's like a Christmassy Hallmarky TV show. So,
My
um,
mom loves those movies.
oh yeah, my wife does too. She was so happy when she goes, "You have to do it." It may be one of my peeps that she watch it because she watches all of, and I have to sit through them too sometimes. But
Oh yeah,
yeah, Hallmark's not necessarily my bag, but if I'm getting paid to be there, then I'll do it. But anyhow, I just thought I would drop a quick thing about Lee's Specialty Clinic as well because I did put something on my podcast, and if anybody is interested, that is allowed to talk. Uh, Make sure you get clear channels from the Lee Specialty people if anyone wants to talk about it, unless you're just family and you talk about past experiences. I would love to have anybody on there that actually works for Lee. However, I do know there's a lot of red tape when you're working for a place. A
yeah,
lot of times those people are, even if they would want to talk, are not allowed to talk. So I understand that. We
yeah,
definitely don't want to do anything that would cause any kind of negativity towards the cause. But I think bringing it up for people to understand, because just like I said a second ago, I didn't even know anything about it. And I've
yeah,
got a handicapped son. I didn't even know it existed. So for me to be finding out if I didn't know, that means there's a lot of people out there that have
mhm.
no clue about such these good programs. Now, are there any other programs besides the Special Olympics that you actually still do on your
Um,
free time, Bryce?
not really, but I will say I've definitely thought about coaching
Mm-hmm.
when um when I'm actually done playing
Yeah, yeah. I
Special
think you'd
Olympics.
be stellar at it. I think you'd be really
Yes.
good.
I I already kind of really have a game plan mindset of this is how we're gonna run this. This is what I'm seeing, and this is how we can attack this.
Heck yeah.
And yep, or I don't know when I'm gonna step into that role, but probably I'm gonna ease my way into it within the next couple years, maybe.
Nice.
Yeah.
Heck yeah. And Hayden says Oh, he was there on the Lee Clinic Save the Day. Well, Hayden, when I have you on the show, we'll also talk about that too. You can kind of tell everybody of how that went, because
That is
if they
awesome.
were doing it once, it is quite possible that we're going to have to go through that again in this fall or winter, to be prepared for what's going to happen for the next fiscal year. So I'm praying that everyone figures this out and keeps this wonderful program funded, because I'm sure its budget is a whole. I'm sure it ain't small, but it's in the
No.
grand scheme of things. I
No.
would imagine it's probably a smaller budgetary piece of the pie than some
Mhm.
other programs. So why don't we look into that? And there's plenty of things I think we could do without getting too political. I think there's plenty of things that we could do also
Help.
to help with that.
Mhm.
And I think there's some things that are kind of have been in the news for a while about that may become beneficial. Who knows? But I hope they do definitely put a lot of effort and energy into it, because taking away the Lee Specialty Clinic, can definitely hurt some of our elder, or at least adult, handicapped community people, and we don't want to see that happen. We want to see all of our special needs community people being taken care of, because look at just like this young man sitting right next to me here. Bryce is, look what he does. I mean, look at what he's accomplished, and he's accomplished it because of all of these various programs, not to mention a
Mhm.
wonderful caring family that he's got that back him. But there's a lot of programs going all the way through his schooling. Like he said, he
Yep.
stayed at Wagner until he was 21,
Yep.
that kind of helped with job placements and helped him learn
Mhm.
how to navigate that. And look at the end result. He's a manager at UPS. So that is so something to be so incredibly proud of. And he couldn't have done that without good people in his life in these programs. So we need to always think about these programs, because they work and they help young men like him succeed. And now look what he's doing. Now he's in management, making sure that all of us people that sit at home and get our, ordering online, that we get our stuff. And
Yes, sir.
he's one of the guys that makes sure that wheel stays greased and that cog is going around and around and doing what it's supposed to be doing.
Yes,
So for
sir.
that, I thank you. But
Thank
I
you.
guess, well, unless there's anything else, I guess we can get ready to wrap this up. I don't know how long have we been on here. We've been on for an hour and 45 minutes, so that's a pretty good amount of show. And I could
Yes,
keep
sir.
talking to you forever, bud, because
Thank you so much.
you're very impressive. You're a very impressive person, and I'm really honored that I get a chance to know you. So
Thank
that's
you.
really cool. Now I have to say, Jeff's lucky, because and Jeff, I know if you're listening, you're lucky, because he's a hell of a talented player. I'd love to have him. I'd love to steal him from my team too, but that's not going to happen. So we know. I love y'all too much. But other than that, now have you ever, real quick before we end this too? Now, have you ever gone out and when your brother's doing collections for like Crusade? Have you ever been part of the fire truck riding around or collecting, walking around with the boots? Have you ever done that?
No, but my nephew has.
Oh,
My ne-
Nolan.
yes,
Yeah.
he has grown up doing
Mm-hmm.
that. Um, and um, and they have a younger daughter now, Danny, my
Mm-hmm.
niece. Um, just the other night, day before the 4th of July, they were at the firehouse.
Mm-hmm.
My brother was working, and they pay his wife and Danny paid him a visit, and they ate dinner with the fire crew that
Oh, that's
night.
cool.
Yeah.
That was
Oh
one
yeah.
nice thing, man. That's one thing I miss about EMS. I don't know if I can say I necessarily miss doing the job, because boy,
Yeah.
it was grueling at times. But on the same token, the camaraderie that you had, not only with your own people, but like for myself, I was real tight with all the EMS people, but we were
Mhm.
super tight with all the firemen and police, and you know
Mhm.
a lot of military people there. We did a lot with nurses and doctors too. I mean,
Yep.
it's amazing how that community is how large it really is, and you don't really know it till you're working it. And there's a lot of people, and that's what I miss. I miss the seeing the people, the familiar faces.
Yeah.
I kind of do miss that. Chris Wells said it was great meeting you, Bryce.
Thank you, Chris, for tuning in.
Yeah, Chris he's a good dude. He's a good dude. I've met a lot of good people. I tell you what, this podcast has also helped, you know, meeting a lot of good quality people too. And
Hmm.
uh and I'm just glad that I thought of it from my side anyway, about having you all on, having the special needs, because I think that this is very, very good and very important for those who want to listen and watch. And if you don't, I don't really care,
Yeah.
because having him on today is what made the world to me. So I'm very honored that you took time out of your day and you got up, to be on the show with me, and I appreciate it.
Thank you so much.
But I guess we can go ahead and is there anything else you want to say before we go?
Absolutely not.
All
But you've
right.
got a great show going. I
Well,
love
thanks,
your
brother.
podcast.
Well, I love having people on. The reason it's good is not because of me. It's because of people like you. That's why. That's why this show's good. It has nothing to do with me. I'm just some schmo that decided to try podcasting. But I've got awesome people in my corner like you that actually are what make the podcast great. So thank you so much for taking time to be on the show, Bryce. Sorry I didn't get
Thank you.
all the photos in. Ryan, if you're out there listening, I I don't know why I had trouble, but I did. But some of the photos you sent, I didn't ignore them, so don't think that. I just couldn't get the dang things to play. But anyway, but this is Bones saying thanks for tuning in for the show. Again, real quick, I guess uh likes and follows, man. This is for podcasting. This is for all the future shows. This is for even people that may not podcast, like my guy James Luker, that's been
Hmm.
recording a new album and trying to get his music career up and going. Please go to these pages, James Luker Music on Facebook, like and follow, because it
Hmm.
helps them so much. But I need help as well in regards to that. So I'm not looking to move mountains on this, but
Hmm.
likes and follows will help get people to see
Hmm.
me.
Yeah.
Um, if you're interested in merch and you like Bones and you like the podcast and you're interested in supporting that way, I do have a website. It's www.bonesunfilteredpodcast.com. If you go to that, you will see, not only once I upload it, you'll see Bryce's his podcast will be uploaded to that. Also, Bryce, just to let you know, once I upload your stuff
Hmm.
today, in probably about 24 to 48 hours, you're going to be on all the major platforms. So you are on Facebook, mine, Bones Enterprises LLC, period, Facebook page.
Hmm.
Then you're also streaming live on YouTube currently, and YouTube is where the video and audio of yours will always remain. Now,
Awesome.
some of the other podcasts, once it's uploaded,
Hmm.
those podcasts actually, a lot of them are going to be audio only, because it's so
Yeah.
much more expensive to be able to put both on all these
Yeah.
platforms. It costs a lot more. So until I
Yes,
start
sir.
making a little bit of money to help pay for these expenses, I'm trying to do things methodically. So you will
Yeah.
always be able to find this video on my YouTube, which is at Bones42323 is how you find
Okay.
that on Facebook or YouTube, excuse me. And then today you were on Twitch as well.
Awesome.
Now, once I upload this, you're going to be on Amazon Prime. You're going to be on Spotify. You're going to be on Apple Podcast. Those are the other three really big ones. And then there is an entire list of podcasts, Bryce, that I had never even heard of. And your podcast, so you're going to be on all sorts of different platforms, podcasting platforms. So everybody's going to be able to listen to your story and hear. And I appreciate you taking time out of your day to talk about something so private in nature. But
Hmm.
I appreciate you sharing your story of the trials and tribulations you've gone through with your disability, because uh, you know I want people to be aware that of these stories. and to learn from it, because a lot of us have not had to go through the adversities that you all have.
Mhm.
And for you to just go through it and just take it in stride and just keep showing up and look at what it's done for you. You're engaged.
Mhm.
You're a boss at UPS. I mean, you have made such incredible strides. So you be incredibly proud of all your achievements. And I'm very proud to know you, brother. Very proud.
Thank you so much.
All right, guys and gals, we're going to go ahead and wrap this episode up. This is the Bones Unfiltered podcast. Um, this one is one of the special needs edition. This was episode number 7, I believe. Yes, number 7. So, I like to say, in about 24, 48 hours, this will be uploaded to all the major platforms. Hayden, if you're still in the room, I definitely am going to get with you at some point in time. We'll do a podcast. I've got another one scheduled for this Thursday. So definitely take the time to tune in this Thursday. It's going to be at 10 o'clock Eastern Standard Time as well. And the young man's name is Zach Reth. I think it's Reeth or Reth, maybe Reth. I'm not sure how you pronounces that. So don't want to butcher it. But anyway, that young man is he's kind of got an interesting story to tell, and he was kind of accused of doing some things, and he wants to kind of clear the air from his perspective.
Mhm.
So we're going to have him on the show, but I'm going to do quite a few. I'm going to have someone reserved because in August, when I do the TV show, it is going to be a 2-week time period. So
Mhm.
for that episode that I'm going to be shooting. So during that, I want to have some content to where I can schedule to drop. So I'm definitely looking for some podcasts. So if anyone out there is listening, I've got 3 different podcasts. You see the one that I'm on with Bryce here is the Special Needs podcast. I've got one that's for up and coming musicians. That's the regular Bones Unfiltered podcast. And then the third installment is Off the Beaten Path, is called Off the Beaten Path. And was called that because it's just kind of a hodgepodge of whatever the hell somebody comes in and wants to talk about. So,
Mhm.
so his will actually be Thursday. We'll actually be having that one on the Off the Beaten Path podcast, whereas today's episode obviously was on the special needs. So thanks again, Bryce, for coming out. Thanks again for everybody who did tune in. Oh, I see Uncle D got in here. Thank you, Uncle D, for dropping in. Sorry we missed you, and we're wrapping up. But this is Bones saying thanks again for tuning in. Be good or be good at it. And we'll
Mhm.
catch you all on the next episode. But until then, Bryce, love you, brother.
Yeah.
Peace out. Have a good rest of your day.
Yeah.
Thanks
Thank
again
you.
for
You
being on the
too.
show.
Thank
Bones Unfiltered Podcast.